Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, you're tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
What's up, you guys? West Coast Wednesday. I didn't know if you were going to do the intro or not. I just will go into it. You're tuned in.
You always started off.
Well, we both kind of simultaneously
It's
do it.
Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. West Coast Wednesday. Cold the last few days, but decent outside tonight.
It was 28 when I woke up this morning.
It's just ridiculous.
No.
But anyway, you're tuned in to Girl Chat Sports with Mo
And Mel.
and
We got a special guest today.
We do.
Hanging back, hanging tough.
Yes. I'm very excited to meet this person because I've never met him before.
Yeah.
I've only known him as Instagram guy.
Catch Caz. What's up? Caz Harleaux is here.
Yeah.
We had a little thing back with our boy Jerome. We did a show called The Squad for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And that's how I met Caz, and we've been social media friends since then, but I know he's still big into sports. He's also big in the acting world and voiceover world. And that's the reason why we have him here today too, as well as his beautiful face would be to talk a little XFL. So stay tuned for that, because NFL is over, but football is not.
No, it's not.
And it don't stop.
And it don't stop.
Never stops. And the stories keep going and going and going.
And keeps going and going and going. Yeah. So, if you're watching right now, please share. Start a watch party.
Please do.
Let's hang out on this Wednesday together.
Yeah. And special shout out to my bro, my older brother, who was on our show not too long ago, Dallas Cowboys fan. Brian, shout out to you. Happy birthday. Feliz cumpleaños.
What's his sign?
Feliz cumpleaños.
Is that Pisces?
It's Aquarius.
It's Aquarius, right?
It's Aquarius season?
Yeah.
I believe so.
And then Pisces later on, right? Is that after it? I'm not sure how that works.
Yes, it is Pisces next.
Yes. Okay. So
We're
happy
almost
birthday,
there.
bro.
Happy birthday, bro.
Sis loves you always.
Aww.
You got to come back and revisit and talk football with us. Because he is that Cowboys fan. I don't know how that worked out with me being a Raiders fan, my younger brother being a Raiders fan, and he's a Cowboys fan. But he's explained it time and time again, and that's his team.
What's the explanation?
Well, just for him growing up, he had some influencers in his life, uncles, relatives that kind of were on that whole America's team thing in the days of, Emmitt Smith, and even prior to that, Michael Irvin, like all those greats. So he just kind of fell into it.
Those were good teams, though.
They were championship winning teams.
Yeah,
so, who doesn't want to be with winners? I mean, what do they have, 6 Super Bowl wins under their belt?
Yeah.
5. 8.
5?
5.
Only 5? Are you a Cowboys fan?
No, I'm a Steelers fan.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you guys
And
have
so
how many?
we have 6.
You have 6.
Yeah, the Cowboys don't have 6.
Okay, they have 5.
Steelers have 6.
Got you. And then San Francisco tried to reach.
We know who doesn't have 6.
Yeah,
so.
they tried to reach 6 too. I know.
Quest for 6
Yeah,
continues.
they almost did it though.
It was a good game. It was a good game. At least it wasn't a blowout. It was a good game. I enjoyed it, of course. Hey.
I mean, I called it already, so we don't have to. I said the Chiefs was gonna win.
We all said the Chiefs.
And I asked the gentlemen on Saturday, shout out to Let the Ball Bounce, how they would feel if they lose. And no one wanted to speak on the if. Sometimes you have to just kind of psych yourself up to the if. And I'm sure fourth quarter now they were feeling the if.
Yeah.
We lose.
So here's what I said about the Chiefs and the Niners.
Okay.
I was sitting, I watched the game with a buddy of mine who is a coach for the Dallas Cowboys, your brother's team.
Okay.
And I said, I don't want to talk about anything else but time of possession in this football game.
That was crucial.
If the 49ers couldn't, and I sound like a Tuesday morning quarterback, not even Monday morning, Tuesday morning quarterback. But if the Niners didn't control the time of possession, the amount of touches that KC had, they had no chance.
And then they changed the way they played offensively too.
And
they lost their run game like they usually do. Like,
and that brought you there.
Stick to the script.
It brought you there. So what? I don't know. It was much. But shout out to Patrick Mahomes, the homie.
Yeah.
Because youngest guy, 24. He's already got a collection of awards he's got. He's got medal that he's working with. He's got 2019 MVP at the NFL, He's got the MVP.
He needs
Super Bowl
storage. He needs storage.
at 24. You know, can't blame that. And they had the parade today in Kansas City.
They sure did.
He was catching beers one-handed, chugging them back.
I like how Travis Kelce was on the plane chugging beer from the Lombardi Trophy. I enjoyed that. I also enjoyed his speech today, where he was quoted from Beastie Boys. Fight for your right to party, like keep it going.
He also almost dropped the F-bomb.
Yeah, he almost
Good
did.
for him.
He almost did, but he's turned up. They're excited, as well as they
and
should
he couldn't
be.
count how many beers he'd had by that
Right.
point.
I mean,
You told me I couldn't say one on this.
I said, watch it. Just watch it. Just watch it.
Yeah,
it takes me a conscious effort to not each day.
Well, you know what? You got to fight.
You're right.
For
for your right to party.
To
You
not
gotta-
cuss.
Yeah, and not curse. Yeah, I have some control on that, except a couple times I slipped up on the show
do
where it's
a lot better.
crucial
Everything in moderation. Even
Yeah,
moderation.
for sure.
Well, let's get into a little bit. So, first of all, did everybody know that our women's USA national team is playing this weekend for the semifinals for the Olympics?
First of all, let's even back that up and say,
Okay.
what is today? Aside from Wednesday, what is today?
It's like it's Winalda Wednesday.
No. It is Winalda's Wednesday, but what else is today?
February 5th.
It is also National Women,
Girls and Women's in Sports Day.
Oh, really?
Regardless of what
Yes.
realm of sports, if you're a fan,
Any kind.
if you're media, if you're a player,
If you're in
an
sports.
observer, if you're sports, it's our day.
It's your day.
It is.
Congratulations.
Hey,
to
so
you
for
both.
everybody
Well,
out there-
congratulations.
Right.
That are in sports, girls coming up that want to get into sports in any
Yes.
field, now is your time. Because right now it's a woman's power. I mean,
It
it's girls'
is. For
power,
the whole year. Like, we're setting the tone. This is the future.
as Beyonce would say.
Yeah.
Well,
Who runs the world?
Wait a minute. I have a question.
We have an answer.
And I don't want to get too philosophical too soon in this.
Uh-oh.
But
Oh, he wanted them deep brothers. Here we
now
go.
is the time. I mean, it's been time. As soon as you're ready as a woman, it's your time. And it's important that you decide that for yourself. That don't wait for anybody else to tell you it's your time.
Well, I think now you've got the support and you've
Right.
got the leadership in front of you to go, okay, they can do it. I know I can.
And we have
when
guys-
we were young, when
Yeah.
I was young, there was no one there wasn't that much of
There wasn't a male influence that can push you to or co-sign with you to tell you.
Well, no, it wasn't
you
all over
could
the.
do.
It wasn't all over the
And it
news.
wasn't all
there
over
was
the
no social
news
media,
either.
so you didn't
Yeah.
know that there were women that were coaching, women that were not only just playing, but they were playing else. You know, I mean, women that were in the back office. You didn't
Right.
know those things offhand.
Right.
Now you do. You know,
And-
you don't got to grow up wanting to play a sport. You can
Right.
grow up wanting to be an agent.
Yeah.
You know.
But
Yeah.
you didn't have that in the male-dominated. Now you're getting co-signed by men that are like signing off. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, because he was a big advocate of WNBA. He was very outspoken with that. LeBron is one of those that's outspoken. So I think that pushes the needle even more when it comes to that sports aspect. But like Mel said, like behind the scenes, you just never saw it. You saw like maybe a few analysts on ESPN back in the day that were women, but they really weren't the focal point. Now they're headlining shows.
Yeah.
Now they're like, they have their own thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the advancement of women, it just keeps progressively going. The glass ceiling is slowly crumbling. We did make strides with WNBA making their news about the pay increases,
Yes.
benefit increases, and all of that.
Man.
Isn't that great?
It's amazing.
Monumental. So we roll into 2020 with great mantra: Happy National Women's and Girls Day.
You know, it's so great.
It is.
And I want to say that with all of this that comes great responsibility.
Oh yeah.
So these young women, and I have very close friends associated with the WNBA myself. And if you're involved in that, the mantle is here now, and now the bar is, and you got to do it.
Mhm.
So we expect it of you. You
Yeah.
said you wanted to do it, so do it.
And I think we will.
Of course,
Women, we never forget,
of course.
and we always try to follow through as best as we can, which
Yes.
is pretty much 90% of the time. We say we're going to do it, we're going to do it.
90% of the
Yeah, I'm
time,
going to give it 90.
you gonna give it 90?
I'm gonna give it 90. What are you giving? You giving less?
I'm not. I'm only receiving whatever it is.
Okay.
Anyways, we'll go back to the U.S. women's national
Yeah, go
team.
for it.
They're in the semifinals for the Olympic ticket to the Olympics in Tokyo. And our friend Brian Ailman is one of the, I don't know if he's a founding member or just basically started the American Outlaws here in Las Vegas. So they have a watch parties that go down, and they're at the Abel Baker Brewing Company in downtown Las Vegas. So they'll have a watch party on Friday for the semifinals at 7 o'clock versus Mexico. If they should win, which of course they will, because they're awesome, they'll be going on Sunday at 3 o'clock, same place. So we're excited for that.
Do we know anything about Mexico's team?
No, I don't. What do you know about it?
I don't. I wanted to know if how much energy I needed to send to the women's team.
But you know what I did was I was curious about is that, in the Chiefs parade today, well, I guess that didn't make any sense because I was thinking of Ertz and Ertz is not yet. Because I was thinking, how is Julie going to get to the game? Because Julie, wrong team. Thanks. Okay. Checked myself. Thanks. That's how it is. But anyways, speaking of soccer, though, our guys, including Tommy, who was here last week, they started their training on Monday.
Yep.
And it was probably the worst week they could start training because it was freezing this week. And so they're playing outside, and these guys that are in soccer, usually wearing their t-shirts and shorts, are like in sweats, and their jerseys over sweats, and there's beanies and earmuffs and
mouth
gloves
covers and all kinds
That's
of stuff.
all right.
Coach had like a park on. All he needed was that furry, hat to go around. I think would have been fun, but
hey,
it's
good
cold.
for them. Get out there, do work. Don't matter what the weather is, man. Do
they
work.
were at KZ Park today, and then Cashman Field on their first day of practice. Is KZ the next 2 days, and I think Cashman towards the end of the week. But shout out to Gabe Robinson, who was our league MVP last season. It's his birthday today as well. Birthdays all over.
Yes,
Yes, birthdays. And so it's his birthday. I wanted to shout him out too.
Awesome.
I got a brother with a birthday coming up this week.
You do?
Too. Yeah.
Shout him out too.
Shout out Rome. What's up, Romeo?
Rome, birthday, yes. Shout out Rome.
Yeah, but they also announced that they're gonna. Remember how Tommy mentioned there'd be some other preseason games?
Yeah.
So 2 more announced for I think it's February 8th and then the 23rd.
Okay.
On top of that, but they're all away. One's in
exactly.
Salt Lake.
You can't see it.
One's LA Galaxy.
Right.
I forgot the last one. But yeah, they're all coming up. They're all coming up. And we got another player too. We signed this guy from the Canadian Youth International Defender. He played for the Velour FC in the Canadian Premier League. So Jordan Morel, I hope I said it right.
Yeah, he's 26 years old. He's a young guy.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Get it.
Oh, yeah. So Salt Lake is the 8th. It's the Galaxy on the 19th.
Okay.
And then, of course, we go to Orange County the 28th. So they're all on the road in February.
Very cool.
Ready for that first game come March.
And I can't wait for that. I miss our lights. I really do.
March 14th.
Man, you got to come back in town when you can come to a USL
Have you
game.
gone to a Galaxy game or MLS or USL?
I've been to the Galaxy. Okay. I haven't been to the team here in Vegas.
Okay.
But it sounds like a turn up.
Hey. It is.
They go hard.
They go live.
It
is an understatement at the USL game.
So I need to see this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right. And with the drink prices and specials they have, like I said, lit is an understatement.
They be chanting, the bands be chanting.
Yeah.
Everybody's all
it's pretty dope.
The colored smoke be flying everywhere. It's a good look.
I like smoke. It's a good look. I want that smoke.
Yeah. Colors of everything. It's all good. Other than that, our nights. So we had a long break for the All-Star weekend for NHL All-Star. They came back on Friday. They 2-1. They lost yesterday. So they're still on the road. It's still kind of unclear as to how they're going to be.
Especially with this new coach and everything.
Are you good? You okay?
It's a little dry. There's no water.
Do you want some of my water?
Be good.
So
Keep going. It's weather, allergies, whatever.
They lost the Lightning last night. So we're 2-1 since the All-Star break. I think we play again tomorrow. Tomorrow, the Panthers, and then we're back home in Vegas on Saturday.
Finally.
Thank God.
Nighttime.
Man, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long while.
It's been a long while. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but Wolfgang Puck's restaurant up in Summerlin, he actually had closed down for a little while, I didn't even realize, but now it's called Wolfgang's Puck Players Locker. So it's basically now a sports bar. And they have even little sections where you can basically keep your bottles in one of the cases. They have glass cases there. You keep your own bottles there. Super. You know Wolfgang.
It's Wolfgang.
Yeah, that's
fancy. That's how it goes.
The lockers.
How many restaurants does Wolfgang Puck have out here?
Good Lord, I don't know.
Quite a few.
Quan, what'd you put in the air in here?
I don't know. That's all good. So
don't blame my air.
This is that Niner air we're breathing in.
It could be the fur. It could be the fur.
Maybe it's your fur.
I don't know. I've never been allergic to my fur.
I don't know, but Fox 5, they did an interview with Gerard Glon post his being fired.
Right. What was the tea on that? Please tell me.
And he, obviously he's not breaking down hard or nothing, but he basically was like, he's not watching. He would sound like he wasn't watching the games. That at some point he will watch the games again. And he's kind of laying low back with his family until he decides his next move. But that he had no idea what was happening.
I'm sure
that they were off in Calgary or something. I thought, he's getting called in for like a meeting to kind of figure out how they're going to turn things around.
Did
got
he
the red flag.
Did he get a job with Arizona yet or no?
No.
So he's not working at all. Because they were supposed to meet with him too. So I felt like he was putting out some.
So
vibes,
not so much.
Not.
Have you gone to hockey games in LA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kings.
Yeah.
You're a Kings fan, right? I was a Kings fan before the Knights came. I watched them from afar, but just love the colors.
I got to do a really cool thing in going to an autism awareness event.
Nice.
With the team here, and what's the name of the team here?
The Golden Knights.
The Knights, yeah. So the Knights held a great event at the T-Mobile Arena for autism, and it was so dope. It was so classy. I like what they're doing around here.
Yeah.
I wish the Lakers. I wish the Kings. They play in the same building. The Lakers.
Yeah. Right.
I wish the Kings would get it together.
I know, because it seemed like it was just not yesterday. Well, kind of yesterday that they had won a Stanley Cup.
Couple of them.
Yeah.
Couple of them.
And I just feel like, what's going on with them? That's like my second team, but what's going on with them?
Yeah, well, they let go of the coach, and so when you have a new guy that comes in, everything has to change. And the guys that were there when they won those championships, those are long seasons and a lot of injuries.
Right.
And so you have a lot of physical wear down, and it's tough.
It is. And I think that's what we struggle with here in our city too. We have trades, we have injuries, personal leaves, like all kind of stuff.
I don't know if
the boys don't really, I don't think they really go live like that for Vegas. I think they're pretty, that I know of. I don't know.
I'm looking at Quan.
Quan may know something. I know Quan knows about more UFC stuff related. He might know if they party more, but I don't know if the Knights really be out like that, because I'm out. So if I can
Quan's
see
like,
them,
I've picked up a few times.
Oh, okay. That's stories. Quan stories. But yeah, they probably do turn up. I'm curious to see how these Raiders are going to be when they touch down.
I'm worried to see who was the first one to fall off. I want to see who's the first one that gets taken out.
There got to be some bets going as to like how many of these guys fall off, because when you say fall off, like it's going to be different for these dudes.
It's going to be like Miami with the Dolphins, I feel like. I don't want to put it out there like that, but I just feel like because it's a party city that they may get caught up in that if the rules don't.
And then some.
Yeah.
Because it's
worse.
Vegas.
It's Vegas. Yeah.
And it's 24 hours.
Yeah.
Because even Miami closes down.
6,
you know what I mean?
You gotta go to sleep.
There's the after. 6. You still gotta get some kind of break. But here, there's no break.
No. You could just do it all night.
Right. Oh, there is no break, and there's after hours, and then there's the after hours.
So is it a good thing or a bad thing that you don't have Antonio Brown?
I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Oh.
It's a good thing. Yeah. Antonio's on his own little world right now.
Oh, man. It's an excellent thing. As a Raider fan, I'm saying it's an excellent thing that we do not have.
Great. All positive.
He's too caustic, and he's just
fine.
A cancer.
Great. Well, then addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
Right. Do you want him back?
Would you want him to play for
as
the
a Steeler fan?
Yeah.
It seems to be the only organization in which he has functioned at a high level.
Or do you think it just unraveled after, though?
Or during and just wasn't noticed.
Right. Somewhere in all of that is the truth of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know where he is, and I don't know what he wants, and I quite think that this matters in all of our lives, is figuring out what do you want.
Well, and who's going to help you? Where's your team? Where's your support that's keeping you off the live Instagram
at the end of the day, it is your responsibility.
I was about to say, it's your own personal accountability and responsibility. No, you're a grown man.
Yeah. And
a GAM. You know what that is.
Yeah.
And he probably preached that to people. Don't tell me what to do. I'm a GAM.
That's right.
A grown.
Yeah. And that's why I say it's about what do you want to do? Because I assume that we have all these other things like support, but what do you intend?
Right.
For your own life?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, he was partying in Miami. He was with some folks.
As he should.
Yeah. He's turning up too down there.
He's Dade County.
Yeah.
Well, it's big time. That's big time.
Yeah,
That's
he's
big
Dade
time.
I love Dade County, man.
Oh,
Love
man.
Miami. I used to be in Miami. So if your shoe was untied, I'd be ready to get on a plane to go to Miami.
Wow. I've never been.
Oh.
That's one of the things I want to do.
Oh,
Never been.
Listen.
Want to go.
you
Just
look.
don't-
I don't know if they're ready for me after
It feels like Super Bowl every
I
weekend.
bet. With nice weather. Beautiful
nice
weather.
Like you literally can leave the club and just go on the beach and wake up. And
Yeah,
it's ready
like-
for lunch.
The water's warm.
Yeah.
And I'm so crazy about it too.
Sand
'Cause
is nice.
I was so crazy about it because I'd ask people that are from Miami. I'm like, so do people really like shop and stuff? Are they in their bikinis and sarongs, and men are just in their trunks? Is everybody just very casual?
I mean, sometimes, on Ocean Drive, I've literally been in my swimsuit and maybe like something like the whole day, the entire day, just walked around.
I have a 2-button maximum
Oh, okay.
okay.
in Miami.
Oh, okay.
So you wear the linen, and you got 2 buttons on, and that's the max. You can't have any more buttons than that.
Does
So
it matter
it's-
which
I mean,
two or just
yeah.
any two?
I mean, look, good taste, good habits is what I've always believed in.
So I'm just gonna surmise, being that I come from the little fashion world, that you probably do the 2 in the middle right here.
you
At
get
least,
you
like,
get
it's
you get
split?
you get like the 2 in the chest.
Right,
area.
and then the rest is split
Yeah,
open here.
you get
Split up
this,
here, it's
split
split
up
down
here,
here.
split up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you
I
get the
love-
wind. You get that South Beach
Right.
wind blowing,
Interesting.
Gotcha.
and then you
love
look
it.
like you photo shoot
And
ready.
he ready.
I love
and he
it.
ready. That's how you do.
I love it. I gotta get down there. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Because unlike some people that are stuck there, someone made a comment about these girls that are just waiting around the airport. 'Cause
Oh wow!
maybe they didn't get on the buddy pass.
Well, I'm gonna
maybe
tell
their
you.
ticket
Oh,
didn't get
wow.
paid for on the way
Yeah,
back.
these things happen.
Well, you saw the quality control thing. You know about that, right?
no,
The QC.
tell me.
Excuse me. I don't know if this is appropriate for Gorilla Cost, but here we go. We're gonna do it. So the QC is a competition type thing where they make it rain in a gentleman's club. Money all over, okay?
Okay.
And it was a huge fiasco down the Super Bowl weekend. They call it like the Super Bowl money grab for all the dancers and everyone to
Gotcha.
grab
A
money.
lot of money.
So with QC dropping their money, it's a contract that says, well, the ladies cannot pick up the money because the money, some of it belongs to the venue
Right.
as aesthetics, and some of it belongs to quality control. Well, how do you know? It's bills everywhere.
Uh-huh.
So the girls were grabbing the money and stuff, but they were getting yanked up and yanked out and telling them to put the money out. Like, you only get paid out. So it was a huge fiasco. I suggest everybody check in Shade Room. Baller Alert, shout out to them because they had the story timeline. To the
Really?
point where some of the ladies were calling the police on the venue
On
and
the venue.
QC
And
for not
QC.
paying them.
Give me my money.
And when
Because
you
most
see
of them
all
have
the
flown
money on
in
the
from other
floor,
places too. They're not just from
no,
Miami.
and when you see the money on the, you saw no floor. You could do snow angels in the dollar bill. Like,
So
in the-
QC is
in
an
the bread.
organization.
it's quality control, like some
a group?
entertainment,
Okay.
some kind of group. But
Yeah.
they do it every Super Bowl, like
Wow.
down in Florida. They
So
do
in
a thing,
Tampa,
yeah.
for anybody out
Yeah.
there, next year,
Yeah, that it's gonna be
get
another
your money
thing.
grabbers.
I mean, enough to, and they posted a guy. This is so funny because a man came up, I guess, on the money.
Oh, in his
he was in
sweat.
his car.
I
He
saw
sweat.
that.
He's
Taking
pulling
it
the
out.
money.
He was-
So you know,
he was like,
I
"Don't
came
judge
up.
me, y'all. Don't judge me."
Don't judge me.
Bro,
He got
you're
his
just-
bread.
He had
but
sweats
the girls
full of
could
cash.
not get their bread. That's too bad. I mean,
Pulling out
pay these
underneath
people their
his like
bread.
ankles of the sweats. It was bad.
I gotta see this.
Yeah, you got to check it out. I mean,
Oh,
it was just
that's
a hilarious
excellent.
thing, and I just was sitting back, and it just kept one story
Oh,
unfold, and it
that's
kept unfolding,
so-
it kept, and I saw all the money, and I'm like, that's just not fair. These girls, they couldn't. So
Out here
QC was
working.
like, we're not responsible. Some of the money was ours, but we couldn't.
Right.
That's crazy.
But who's yanking them up is my question.
Security in the venue, they were just like, you can't touch that, can't touch that. And customers
how
were
you
like, you can't touch
control
that.
that.
Yeah, I don't know how you control it either, but it was all over.
Dollar
Dollar,
bill.
It's
dollar
my
bill, y'all.
money. I worked
Money-
for it.
Maybe if you
I mean,
had
if
it.
I'm a stripper, it's my money.
But what
I
if
work-
you weren't stripping? What if you were just out
If I was the
there?
dude putting the money in my sweatsuit?
That man was in his car pulling money out and
yeah,
filming
that's
it like I
that's
came up.
Like I came up.
Didn't have to dance, didn't have to do nothing.
I mean, good for him.
Yeah.
I guess congratulations are in order. Like, what do you film that for? Okay, great.
Well, I mean, my question is, what does a guy who does that sort of thing intend to do with that money?
I mean, they were singles.
Recycle it. Take it back next night for more. You know,
it's right back
more
into the
entertainment.
community. Do you understand
Those
what I'm
singles could
saying?
have added up
Recycle
to
that
$20. Who knows? He just was pouring out one. I don't know.
He gonna give it right back.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Or go get something to eat. That's usually what we do. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So that was Miami. Just so you know, that little thing.
And one day we will get it here.
Yes,
because our new arena is coming up. Did you see it
Yeah,
on your way
did
in?
you see it on the way in?
So,
What do you think?
the last time I saw it, I was
Okay.
just talking to Luke about this, and it was like the skeleton was
Okay.
coming together. You
So
know,
you just
and
saw the metal. You didn't see
yeah,
what it
you know,
was.
some
hole
of
in
the
the
framework
dirt
was
and-
coming,
yeah.
and I said, "Oh man, this is gonna be amazing." And I drove by it today.
And what'd you think?
I can't say what I want to say, but I said, "God."
Golly. Gee, let's just
Cheese
keep going
and
on.
I
Go-
said,
golly.
this is gonna be dope.
Yes, it is.
Hella dope.
It is.
The Death Star, I hear they're
Yes.
calling it.
Death Star.
And the Owl. Also known
Owl.
as the Owl.
The
For Al
Owl.
Davis.
It's
yeah,
amazing.
Legion. Owl. We call it the
And
Owl.
Allegiant is the sponsor that
Yeah.
has built.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The
I don't
Death
like
Star.
it being called the Death Star because the Death Star got destroyed 3 or 4
It
times.
did. It did in Star Wars. If
But
you
it
know
just
that.
looks
Bad luck.
People who
What
don't
is-
know their history, Quan.
Bad luck.
I'm calling it the Owl. I won't refer to it.
I
I
like
call it
that.
Death Star.
I like
you call
the
it
Owl.
Death Star. All right.
That's
I
what it
like
looks
Owl.
like.
I don't care. If they die, they die.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh. I wish that on
So,
my team.
but
I
at
mean,
least it'll be a great venue for UNLV football to actually have a real home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good for them.
Well,
And-
what's going on with that? Because they still are battling back and forth if they're going to play those 2 opening season.
I'm guessing.
games.
I don't think it's been official, but I'm pretty sure those are going to be playing still at Sandboy.
Yeah.
They're not going to be the ones. that are
Yeah,
opening
they don't
up.
want.
Is it going to be ready this
Yes,
July
this
is
season?
the-
supposedly for the beginning of this season.
Mhm.
I was looking at it,
Yeah.
and I just don't know if I'm sure that that's.
But have you seen video of the interior though? Of
So the Raiders.com/live
Yeah.
watch.
Uh-huh.
It basically is like a camera on it 24/7, so you can see
the
and you-
progression.
Yeah.
And the first seats were installed a few weeks ago to season ticket holders, so they got their first row seats
Okay.
in the Owl. So seats look next level. Definitely
The
next
venue's
level.
gonna be next
Yeah.
level.
They
the
were-
halftime show. What's that gonna be
retractable
like?
rooftop. Like they're trying to get that rooftop.
If
too.
you thought you didn't
Man.
like the halftime show, the Super Bowl,
I did.
Wait till it happens at Raiders halftime.
Oh, it's
I
gonna be
wanna
amazing.
see that
It's gonna
too.
be. It's gonna think
It's gonna be
about
Vegas.
what the Vegas Golden Knights their performances in between periods or to the before the game start are like cirque shows. It's gonna be something to that caliber. I would only assume.
No, you can't. Look, it's Vegas, man.
And there's gonna be crazy concerts there. It's gonna be
This venue
tournaments.
Is,
The whole the Las Vegas Bowl is now gonna be Pac-12 versus SEC or ACC.
it's gonna be in a destination.
And I think Goodell even alluded to during his conferences at the Miami Super Bowl is that it's coming. Like we're in preparation to figure out the dates or the year for it to come to Las Vegas.
I mean, the NFL
oh yeah,
draft.
no, it's a done deal. It will be.
It is. It's going to be here. If the NFL draft, once it comes in April, if that's any inkling of how next level that will be, just imagine what the Super Bowl will be. 'Cause
Sure.
the NFL is going to give you a prequel as to seeing what we can do with Vegas and,
Oh, yeah.
and working with
And the
that.
draft. Is
Yeah,
gonna be
and the draft is going to be off the hook. You got to come back in April for that.
April.
Look,
Oh.
this is what I want to know. How many law enforcement officers are they gonna need for Super Bowl in Vegas?
It's gonna be everybody on the strip.
It's gonna be real wild
Yeah,
in
they-
Vegas.
All the
It is.
overtime you want will be available.
I don't know, because I gotta go back
I need
to
to
when it
stretch
was.
now.
I gotta go when it was. Go back to when it was NBA All Star break here.
Okay, how'd that
and that
go?
was bananas.
Yes.
Insane.
Okay.
It was to the point where they didn't want it to ever come back to the city.
There were some hotels that
So?
refused people to stay there.
Oh
we
yeah.
just can't do it. You can't even.
Yeah.
you can't.
Like I know the Rio was one of them because I had at the time my dad's girlfriend was staying at the Rio and she was like, it's great. Like they've closed doors. You can't get in here. They were turning people away from.
So
coming.
what? Like I said, what's Super Bowl gonna be like?
Ooh. Well, it's going to be probably a little bit more structured and organized, and hopefully they'll
All right.
have some things in place.
Well,
and
we've
hopefully
got
the hotels will have
more
policies in
hotels
place.
being built as we speak.
Yeah, and
too.
hopefully hotels will have policies in place and know, they already are kind of moving a certain way of who can get in here and who can't anyway. So it's going to be interesting. We'll see.
Yeah.
Towards the future.
But let's talk about why.
Yes, we have
You
Kaz
are
on.
here.
Yes, because people are asking in the chat. And if you guys have any questions for Kaz as we get into this discussion, please do not hesitate to call us. The number is on the screen, but if you're not viewing us and listening to us, it's 702-608-3259. That is the number. So, chat it up with us.
So, Caz, longtime actor.
Yeah.
Okay, voiceovers. You got a whole plethora, of things that you've been doing. But most recently, of course, this is what I love, but, you're now the voice of the XFL.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? Explain to the audience what that means. Entails.
So this is how it was explained to me when I got the gig. Is like, I do this work. XFL is under WWE. WWE's
Vince
parent
McMahon.
company, and I've been doing work with WWE, tons of promo stuff for USA and all of their live events. Somebody put something up on social with me doing the promo at some event at Scotiabank Arena up in Toronto.
Yeah.
17,000 people just watching this this stuff happen.
Very nice.
You know what I mean? And so WWE's liked me for a minute, and we have a great relationship. And then this XFL thing came, and it was like, let me see if I can throw my name in the hat for that. A lot of great people wanting this job. Is a great opportunity. A lot of really, a lot of vets in the game and voiceover doing this work, like heavyweights. And it's a small industry. It's hard to get in, and people. It's very exclusive. And it didn't even happen. It just sort of like, I just showed up at work one day, and they're like, "Yeah, so by the way, you're this."
You're like, okay,
I like that.
Sounds
I guess
good.
I gotta go to work then. And so all of the promos, all of the TV stuff, there are a few things outside of my scope that other people sort of fill in, radio places and other spots. But all of the TV, all of the local stuff, all of the national stuff is my voice. All of the promotional stuff.
Love it. That
Did you
is
get
so
that clip by
exciting.
chance?
That is so exciting.
Yeah.
This is the XFL. This is the Seattle Dragons, your XFL team. This is fast, fierce football for all. This is locally led and Seattle born and bred with Jim Zorn running the show and hometown star Casey Williams running the routes. This is for the love of football.
Okay, there we go. That gives me some excitement.
So it's for the love of football.
Right.
And I had to pull the Seattle one from him. I was
that's
like,
a game
I need the
that's
Seattle
that's a game
Dragons
that's
one.
this weekend too.
It's the very
Yeah, it's
first
the
game
first
that's gonna
game,
be
yeah.
viewed. Yep, and they're in DC
on Saturday against DC.
And we've got locals. Like, I'm excited. I'm
And you
happy.
got
Can you
four-
send me promos for other teams? Though I don't want to hear that one again.
I understand. We'll
Haters
Be
see.
like an LA one or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
we got
the
the
LA one,
Wildcats.
yeah.
LA. My hometown, Houston. We got
Houston, yep.
the Roughnecks. H-Town.
Actually, that's my favorite name
All
of
right.
any team.
All right. I'll
And
get
St.
you the
Louis has
Roughnecks
a
one.
team.
The
And,
Seattle, the St. Louis Battlehawks.
right.
Yep.
And they got a former Raider on there as
Yeah.
their punter. So
Yeah,
I'm all.
Marquette King.
Yep, Marquette King.
It's gonna be nice.
And it's a funny
31-year-old
thing.
Marquette King. It should be interesting. And the rules are so different with this. You guys start on the 30-yard line as opposed to a 35-yard line. And then when they score, there's no field goal. They have to run the ball in for points. Like, is that right?
What were you
Yeah.
gonna say? Sorry.
No, that's
no.
good. No, that's
Okay.
good. They don't have the extra point.
Right.
Yeah, so you get 1 point from the 2-yard line, 2 points from the 5-yard line, and 3 points from the 10-yard line.
That's crazy.
So
Yeah, I think
basically,
so.
what they're trying to promote is that there should hopefully never be an overtime. That in case
Yeah.
there is no overtime, it's basically each team would get up to 5 chances to score from the 5-yard line.
Right.
And then, depending on how the math works out, whoever wins. But that there should most likely not be an overtime because of the options on how you can score after the touchdown.
Right. So
That's a lot.
There are a lot of rules, and I think
Right.
once you get into the flow of the game, this is just what's happening in my mind's
Yeah.
eye about the XFL. If they do get to overtime, I think there's such great opportunity. They're creating something that's similar to soccer in that you have the penalty kicks.
Mhm. And
So-
hockey too.
And hockey
Yep.
as well. And so you have this sort of great level of tension that comes with this one shot to do this one thing, and did you get in or not?
Yeah, I think I read that somewhere. They were talking about how they really kind of are not wanting to do overtime, but they're really pushing for an overtime for viewership, for the excitement and everything else that goes with it. And you explaining it like that makes sense. Like, I would look forward to it.
Of course,
being a
that's the
tie game. That's a
push-pull
push,
of it
but yeah.
all. Of course.
Well, their main goal, it sounded like when I was reading up, is that they're trying to not shorten the game, but not make it as lengthy. So that instead of like 2 hours and 45 minutes, it might be 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Well, they said that the halftime is only 10 minutes. It looks
15.
Like 15?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I read 10. Yeah. We got a caller. Holla, holla.
Girl Chat Sports.
Yo, what's up? This is the A-Train from In the Zone.
Hey, what's up, A-Train? What's up?
Talk show. What's going on, ladies? Kaz, how you doing?
What's good, bro?
Today, man. Hey, man, I love your promos, man. It is awesome. I think it's very dope. Hearing your voice, man, it's awesome, man. You get to see a brother doing it. Black History Month in this piece.
Yeah,
it is.
Shout out to the BHL.
Good luck, A-Train. Good luck, bro.
A-Train they do a XFL podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, we do the XFL STL talk show. Usually we do it on Wednesday nights, but tonight, he said the weather was bad, so we didn't even go to the studio. So I went and made a heads up to check in with Girl Chat Sports today on this National Girls and Women in Sports Day. So I wanted to make sure
I appreciate the love on that. Thank you.
Hey, since you're on the phone, Arlington, I had a question because I know that you can start betting, it sounds like in Vegas, on the XFL. I heard that Seattle is ranked at the bottom at the moment. Can you give us kind of a quick breakdown as to like maybe the teams that are on top?
Well, one of the teams that I seen on top was the Dallas Renegades, and which was kind of interesting because everybody, of course, is on Bob Stoops, and then Landry Jones, who is looking like he will play in Week 1 against my hometown Battlehawks. So that'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. Another team that they were mentioned, they put up the Guardians, which was shocking to me. They got Matt McGloin over at quarterback, and the other quarterback that I was surprised that is not really getting a lot of mention is Luis Perez. He played in the Alliance last season, but they got him high up. I don't believe, honestly, in these rankings that they have so far. A lot. I get it, what they're trying to do, and they want to get it out there. Seeing who's the best squads right now stacked on paper, but I will wait a little bit. I know that it's early, but give it about a week or two, and we'll see who's, one of the best teams is out there.
Good deal.
Yeah, don't get in your feelings about it.
I'm not in my feelings. I'm just like, hey,
just let the dust settle.
But I know for Arlington, out in St. Louis, they get a football team back, so that's pretty major. Because it sounds like out of the 8 teams, 7 of them are in cities that already have an NFL team, except for St. Louis is the one that doesn't now. So.
Which is great for
them.
And I want to ask A-Train if you know about the arena there, the arena Center of the Americas. What's the name of the arena? It's so long.
The name of the stadium is the Dome at America Center.
The Dome at America Center.
Is there an acronym that we can use instead?
No, it's the Dome at America Center.
Yeah, for a long time, right? And I bet you when you did those promos, you sitting back, it's like, man, I'll be so glad when I'm done saying that name because I'm tired and sick of saying it.
It's not even that it's that, man. It's like we running out of time, man.
Your 15 seconds is up.
Yeah, and so another thing about it was, it used to be the Edward Jones Dome. Then before it was the Trans World Dome, and then it just became the Dome at America Center because Edward Jones, got rid of that partnership with the Dome.
Yeah,
and so that's the name that they gave it. And it's great to see that football is back in St. Louis. I know I'm biased about that, but one thing is for sure, they're going to bring a crowd. It's going to be something. I'm looking forward to seeing quarterback Jordan Saamu, who is the starting quarterback for the Battlehawks, and seeing Christine Michael, Melissa, one of your former Seahawks.
You already know. I'm ready for that.
So
yes.
I can't believe he ain't got a job.
And then don't even ask, Kaz. We need to talk about that later at a whole other time. You get my number, man. We can talk about that.
No doubt.
Soon enough. But I'm hoping the ladies on the show are going to be associated with the Battlehawks because we got former players of you guys that's on our team, and they were, significant, like Mo said, with Marquette King, and then with Melissa, with Christine Michael, with the Seahawks. I'm like, I'm looking for your allegiance.
I'm a Seattle Dragons fan, but I'm going to support. I'm going to
roll with St. Louis just because of Marquette King. I'm going to roll with that. So I'm with you on that. And And this will be my first season actually going in depth and actually watching the XFL. So it's all freshmen for me. And I'm excited because you guys had a lot of drama last season.
Well, it's our first season for
everybody. Because last season was like, what? Last year was drama. That's right.
That was AAF.
Yeah. Wasn't it associated with it though, or was there some drama going on with XFL?
It was completely different.
There was drama with it. There was drama with it.
Yeah, but it wasn't associated with the XFL.
No, but it's not. It wasn't associated with the XFL at all. Nobody from the XFL was with the alliance, and that's how they kept it.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I'm hoping, Melissa, February 29th, you can get your way to St. Louis because that's when Seattle plays St. Louis here.
I know, and I'm not going to be there.
I figured.
That's like, I mean, it's like,
mess with you,
yeah. I want, and I was actually looking at the schedule to figure out where I could see the game, whether it be in LA, even going to. But every time that Seattle plays, either at home, I can't make it up there. When they played, even in LA, I was going to be in Seattle. So there's.
Oh, okay.
I watched it on TV.
Yeah, so.
And baseball season around the corner too, Arlington. So just keep watching. I'm gonna talk about that.
My team don't look good right now, and
my team looks great right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you right now, Mo, they better win it all, man. This is their chance, and they're not gonna be gifted anything. So, but 106 wins last season said otherwise.
Well, guess what?
Dagger in the heart.
Well, guess what? We're going to be good. Mm-hmm. We'll be all right. And we'll chat about this. Yeah. But I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah.
I
Thanks
really
for calling, Arlene. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, take care.
Y'all have a good night.
All right, bye.
All right.
There you go.
That was the main.
Yeah, because they be cooking on that podcast. They be doing the XFL hard.
I can't wait. I got to chop it up with him. You got to give me his information.
For sure.
I can't wait. He was geeked.
Yeah. As he should be. They have no team. Like, the Rams are gone. Like, what are you going to do?
No, it's true.
I mean...
It's true.
If anybody's going to turn out St. Louis will.
And look, that area of the country, I've spent a lot of time in, and they are serious about sports.
Yeah.
They love them. Yeah. They love the lessons that come with them. They love teaching them to their kids. They love passing down lineage and stories and all the things that come with it. They love it. So that they should have a team. And so if they get behind this Battlehawks team, man.
Of course they are going to get behind it.
They're going to get behind it. There's no if in that. They're going to get behind it. Yeah. People that are yearning for football.
So what's interesting about this league, too, though, is that they have what's called a Team 9. So they've reserved, I think, like 40 players that will be kind of practicing and working out in Dallas. So that should there be injuries or if they want to, swap, that those are an option. They're not forced to choose any of those 40, but that they can go and pick one of those guys up to get on the team, which is interesting.
Okay.
They have a reserve.
I'm like, okay.
Like they have like a reserve.
So they got a bench squad just in case people get hurt or injured.
It's an interesting wrinkle on the practice squad.
Yeah. How's that work?
Yeah, I don't know. So it'd be interesting to see if they actually pick those people.
All the teams have access to these.
Yeah, for these 40 players that are still work. So it's not like they just called them out from working their job at whatever retail store or something on the side. Like they're practicing every day too, just in a different location. And should they need to call up somebody or bring?
It's kind of like the minor league of baseball. Like we call them up to the majors, when they're ready to, So that's
one of many options, I guess.
Yeah. It's going to be very entertaining. I mean, if Vince McMahon puts his money and his name behind it, it should be something that he's truly believing in. I don't. Well,
and he's got to. I mean, 2001.
Yeah,
that was a crap show. But now I guess putting his money behind it, they said he has got like over $2 billion personal net worth.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
he's rich.
He can literally, keep them alive for a while until things start rolling. But the good news, I mean, for them to even be like on ABC the very first week.
Can I just pose something that I think? I was sitting with a friend of mine who is in that other league with 32 franchises.
Okay.
And I said to him, watch your back. I think the XFL has a chance to do something. And the way the game has changed, where people are so far removed from the player that they walk up to players and not say, hey, can I have your autograph? But, hey, you ruined my fantasy game?
Yes, of course. Because I'm that person.
Okay.
I'm that person.
Okay. So in the way that we've removed, this is so great, by the way. We
only
have to
because
speak
you
on
brought
this.
up fantasy,
Yes.
but keep going. Why?
So in the way that the viewer has started to take in football and sports in general, the XFL has an opportunity to step in here and make this game fun, engaging and in a space where people are kind of down on the NFL.
Yeah.
This is a business opportunity.
Absolutely. That's a great point.
And I don't mean this in any other way, because I got a lot of friends who've eaten really, really well off the NFL.
Yeah.
Whose families' legacies have been changed by the NFL. And so I have a lot of respect for the Shield. But this is a business opportunity.
Right.
Major.
And they got a chance.
And it's an opportunity for the players that are young enough that are playing in XFL to be showcased and get called up if they want to go back to, NFL.
We have a call?
Oh, we have another call.
Hey, Girl Chat Sports.
Holla, holla.
All I gotta say is that the DC Defenders are gonna win.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, who says?
Yeah.
Who are we speaking with?
Just look at their roster, NFL experience, playoff experience. They're a powerhouse of winning it and stuff.
I believe Pep Hamilton is coaching that team too.
And they got the first game on Saturday, 11 o'clock here at Pacific Coast time.
Against you guys.
Yeah, against
And
us.
Hamilton's very big into defense and stuff, alongside of running a system quarterback, similar to what the New England Patriots run and stuff.
So, caller, what's your name? I don't.
I'm
think
calling
we
him
caught
roster.
that.
I'm calling him roster. Keep it
Okay.
going. What else do you have to say about DC? What do you think?
Dude, from what I looked at when they drafted all those guys and during their XFL draft and stuff, I looked at them as like they were the number one team. Everybody's going to choose big cities and stuff, alongside to where Tampa Bay and then also the Battlehawks.
All right. Well, we hope they, obviously the Redskins out there aren't doing so great. So maybe the XFL and the Defenders can bring that.
It's not the majority of the Redskins and stuff,
Yeah.
You get a crappy coach, awful owner with the Redskins organization, You have to build and stuff,
So, sir, you're vested in watching all 10 weeks of the XFL. Is that right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Stuff, Vince McMahon's a businessman, minus the awful decisions he does in the background of the WWE and stuff,
I haven't talked to anybody about what they're interested in. So I'm actually curious, Roster, what your interest is in the XFL. Like, what are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking forward to where they're changing the game to where they're eliminating the kicker to where they're using I don't know if you played flag football to where you either go for one or two, to where they're eliminating the kicker to where they're adding the 1, 2, 3 points.
Yeah.
There you go.
All
There
right.
you go. Well, thank you so much for calling.
And I think that will be the thing. They have this. We are moving into a space where even football, this hallowed ground that, it matters a lot to me. I played for a decade of my life.
Yeah.
I grew up with the game. I'm from Texas, where it's religion. But I think we're moving into a space where people want to be involved with football. They just want to see what's novel about it.
Right.
What can you show me that I haven't already seen? And they have so many things we've never seen.
It'll be good.
It will be good.
It'll
I'm
be
excited
interesting.
for it.
I don't know what the hell it's going to be, but it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to see the changes. But since you had brought up fantasy real quick,
Yes.
'cause I didn't bring it yesterday, I finally
Speak on it.
got my championship.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
From your fantasy team. That is dope that they have this belt made and
there's
it's
a belt
passed
for
on.
the
wanna
winner
take
to
a
get
picture
passed
of this.
on. Yeah,
This
sure.
is
So is your name going to be etched in one of
Well,
the...
no, it doesn't get etched in. You just get to keep it for the year.
Oh, okay.
And I get to make all the rules like we've already talked about before. But shout out to my boy Nate Sanders, who first got me in this league. Now everybody in the league hates me because I've won.
good.
I know.
Good.
That's a girl
what's
power moment. That's women in sports,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Girls.
And Girl Chat Sports, it's Mo and Mel. You're listening to us. We got a few more minutes left. What else
So,
can we get
Kaz,
to?
what is on your plate? First of all, if anybody wants to find my favorite commercial of yours, it's the BMW
The X1.
Superstition
Yeah.
commercial, because I want to say that it I don't know if it did it get played in Super Bowl or it was played like around the big game.
They did. They played
It
in
was like
Super
4
Bowl.
years, because I remember I was
Yeah.
watching and I was like, wait a minute, that's Kaz. Like, hold up. And it was a superstitious commercial because I'm superstitious. You know me, that if it's halftime and my team's not doing good, I'm swapping
gotta switch it.
clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if
You
it's
gotta remix.
and if my Bobby Wagner jersey always works. So I wear that wherever I go on the road because it works.
It just, you can take it with you anywhere.
I'm superstitious. So that commercial, go on YouTube, the BMW
X1.
Superstitions,
Yeah,
it was
2015
so,
Super Bowl commercial.
What else do you have on the horizon? You got some stuff that you're working on that you can give us a little sneak peek at?
You're reminding me. I should put that on the website if it's not.
You
there.
need to. I
you can
love
go to my
that
website.
commercial.
I like the Dairy Queen
harlowworld.com.
commercial, honestly, where you're blowing up the unicorn wrap and you're like huffing and puffing out of breath at the birthday party.
Hopefully it'll be back
that
this
one
summer.
had me dying. Please come back to the Dairy Queen one because that was hilarious.
Do you get like free dip cones for life? Because I'd like to.
What do you get with that?
I should walk into a store and see what's good.
Just walk up and have their phone playing with the commercial and be like, they told me I get this if I
walk in.
Yeah.
I'm this guy.
I'm this guy.
Do you know who I am? Do you know how ridiculous I look?
Bring a floaty with you while you do it.
Bring the floaty.
Yes, bring the floaty.
Did you see the guns though?
Yeah.
Go back and watch.
Hey, listen.
We love some arms
Not
around
to stalk you, I watched some commercials of you, okay? So I also saw the Canada Dry commercial with the ginger ale. That's why I was like, you got ginger ale in that cup or what's going on? And then I go, and then there was a few other commercials you were doing. There was a one where you're in the kitchen. It's like breakfast or something.
That was the Campbell's.
Yeah, the Campbell's soup where they're heating up the soup. Yeah. So you got some commercials.
I
man.
do a lot. Yeah, that's kind of that and voiceover, and then I've been nominated for an NAACP Theater Award.
Yes.
The last
Black Excellence.
show
Shout
I
it
did.
out.
We did this great show in LA, and it was an all black cast, and it was dope. We lost to Sterling K. Brown and his company.
Oh, Sterling K. Brown, I like
Yeah,
him.
so that
Are you gonna
happened.
be on the This Is Us? So you think This Is Us is your future?
I don't know whether to view him as a peer or a rival at this point. He stole my no. I'm very happy for his success, and it means everything for all of us if we all succeed.
Yeah.
And so I've been in the theater world for years. I've been in commercial game, and I'm switching my attention to TV and film now.
Okay.
And we have and in the voiceover space, outside of this, I got a really cool opportunity recently to do my first video game.
Oh,
really?
I can't talk about it.
All right.
I can't say anything about it, but it's going to come out later this year, and it's going to be popular.
But you can let us know when we can start talking about it and help us, and we'll just push it a little bit more
Absolutely.
for you.
That's awesome. You thought about any screenwriting or anything like that?
So I am writing right now, but I'm working on a book.
Okay.
I'm about halfway into a book on the meaning of life.
Deep.
And, and I'm not even playing. And this summer I'll be in Israel sitting with rabbis and Sufi masters and Kabbalah leaders talking about pieces and excerpts of the book. So I have a deadline to meet before I leave to get to Israel with this manuscript.
Okay.
So we'll be sitting down and
very nice.
You know, we're gonna do it very.
I'll be looking forward to those pictures.
Are you interested in practicing Kabbalah or getting into? Are you a yogi yourself already, or what do you?
So I grew up sort of in a Judeo-Christian area, so a lot of Judaism in my life and a lot of Christianity. I was in synagogue and church almost every weekend for a long time, and so I would say that my relationship is more important than the religion. Right. And I've spent a lot of time in the religion. There's some great things about religion, and there's some other things that
of course. And that's what every
that's
sect.
not what
that's
this
what
show
any
is.
sect.
Though.
Yeah, right. But you said you're going on that retreat. That just sounds totally amazing.
The book's gonna be dope. Yeah. So we're working on the book. We're working on check out the website. I'll be posting stuff. I should put that.
Give them the website.
The website is harlowworld.com.
How do you spell that?
HARLEAUX world.com. Cool. And you can catch me on IG at catch_Caz. I
was like, do you want help with that?
You want me to tell
Anybody? A little help here.
I was like, you want me to say?
Thanks for coming in. Thanks for being live in studio with us.
I'm so excited to be here. I love what you're doing, and I can't wait to see where you girls
go. The support
is
felt. Thank you.
Like what you're doing.
So you're based out of LA then?
Yeah, I'm in LA.
So your teams are Lakers?
So I grew up in H-Town.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're Rockets.
So I'm a Houston Rockets fan.
Okay.
I was an Oilers fan.
Yes.
Back
Tennessee Titans.
When I was like really, and a tyke. And so then And so now I am I'm a Steelers fan. When they left town, I was orphaned in Houston.
Yeah.
We had no team in Texas, in a major city in Texas.
Right.
So my mother was a diehard Steelers fan, and so the kind that was like, we
So
can't
Bus
see
and all of them.
and they can't hear you. Stop yelling and get out the way. So Steelers, and but I root for the Rams. I have friends there. I love the NFL. I really do.
So that's your core sport that you just absolutely love out of any of the sports.
I grew up with football.
Okay.
I grew up in Texas. I grew up playing for a decade of my life. All of my friends, I have so many friends, and it was fascinating. We were talking about this XFL job, and it's like, it's such a strange thing. If you love something, it comes back to you. And I love football. I moved 2,500 miles away from football, and my next door neighbor is a coach for the Rams. You know what I mean? And now I'm doing this stuff for the XFL, and I just love the game. I love the lessons I've learned. I've learned how it's taught me to be a man in so many different facets of my life, and how to appreciate working with people, even if we don't all agree on everything.
Right.
There's a way to get done what we intend to get done.
Sports is a language that carries.
It's a very universal. It's a universal language.
Yeah.
No matter what
really
type of sport you're into. So what about baseball? Because I need to get into this, and
Let's
I need
do
to
it.
talk about. Are you a Dodgers fan?
I'm a huge Dodgers fan.
Let's get into it then. So if you guys didn't know, yesterday we acquired pretty good
World Series talent.
Yeah, acquisition.
Major.
Getting David Price and Mookie Betts, who were former 2018 World Series champions
They cheated.
with the Red Sox. Yeah, but is this a recourse? Do you think this is like the kind of, let's give the Dodgers, appease them a little bit so they can fairly win this time? Because we lost Jock Peterson over this. We lost media over this. So, and Jock is not a left-handed, he's not a left-handed, he can't respond to left-handed pitches. He's not he's not that hitter. He's going to the Angels.
Not yet. And he hadn't showed it in his Dodger history.
No, he hasn't. And he's going to the Angels, so I don't know if they're going to develop it out of him. I really don't care now. I like Jock, but Godspeed to the Angels. Whatever. We got Mookie Betts now.
Yeah.
Who's a lefty, who's ready, hot. How exciting is this? I almost was busting. I honestly only own one little Dodgers jersey. It's Kershaw, but I'm definitely going after the Mookie Betts one. I have to get it. David Price kind of makes me a little nervous because in the post he was very shaky in that World Series, but I think he's got the jitters off of him. I think he's going to do big things, and we don't need to send Kershaw back in to try to save the day when he can't save the day anymore.
Kershaw is a savant. Let me just say this, that whatever you think of Kershaw and his failings, he is gifted as a human when he throws that baseball. And there's been a lot of stuff around it. Now we've seen that in the playoffs there's been cheating scandals and all this kind of other stuff. So how much does that play into it? I can't know.
Yeah.
I can't know.
Right.
I can't know. But what I can say is he is an ace.
Yeah.
And he
we're
is
not going to let him go.
one of a generation.
First of all, he's worth so much money. No one's going to, we got to keep him.
So building around him is important, and getting guys that can do the work so that he doesn't have to is huge.
Yes,
because
and
just
that's what
let
we
him do
need.
his job.
Right. And what about Kenley Jansen? Are we going to see more strength in it? Because he was injured.
He had a bad year.
He had a bad year.
He had a bad year.
He had a terrible year.
Okay.
And so, is this going to evoke his spirit to get better? What do you think?
I don't
be better.
Look, ain't nothing about evoking no spirit, man. You got paid. Now it's time to come to work.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in any disrespect.
Right.
Any athlete will tell you, look, it's just time to show up and go to work.
Yeah.
You got to.
Yeah.
You have to.
So is this the factor that's going to get you guys back in the World Series, taking it home?
I believe so. I mean, this among other things, I think we still got a good bullpen with our batters and stuff. So I'm excited.
I can tell you, I spent a lot of time at the ballpark, and if you've never been to Chavez Ravine, you got to go to Chavez Ravine. It is one of the ballparks that you have to get into. The way the sky looks painted
I love
during the
Dodger
summertime.
Stadium. It's a vibe. And they're remodeling it for the MLB All-Star Series. So can you imagine? They're going to put little restaurants and shops and everything. When we saw the mock-up of it, it makes me want to you got room at your house?
Right. Yeah, of course.
Okay, because I totally will be a guest. Just to go and see this whole
just to see the whole new vibe
and to go to the All-Star. I want to be at the MLB All-Star.
It's such a special place to watch baseball, and I've spent a lot of time at that ballpark. And over the last couple of years, having tickets and being there for like lots of games in a row, seeing this team figure out how to find the magic every night, night in, night out, it's been a special time around Dodger Stadium. And look, and they've spent a lot of money to be there.
Yes.
So whether or not they can be that team that gets over the hump with Mookie Betts and a couple other additions, Price, et cetera, I don't know. It's the same question that we have. I still think we have this one unanswered question. Can you do it?
Can we close? We get to the big finish and then we don't close. But
But they cheated.
They did cheat.
Come on, Mo.
But we didn't know that. We were blaming Dave Roberts. We were blaming.
The blame was a lot of places.
We were playing a big blame game with all of
and
that.
no one really even thought of it.
And now that we have the answer,
that's great.
Well,
it's kind of like,
if you spend all that time blaming, you're gonna miss what is important, which is the accountability for each person. I mean, the blame pie. I love this term, blame pie. Yeah, there's a guy who's on radio in L.A. who used to say that. The blame pie, and who gets the slices of it, right? But at the end of the day, man, if you can't look in the mirror and say, I didn't do my part, like, as a fan, did you show up to enough Dodger game? Did you do enough?
Right.
I didn't do enough as a fan. I should have been there.
Well, clearly this is all reason that Caz needs to come back to the studio.
Yes, we got to talk
towards the end of the baseball season when we know that your Dodgers are in it, and we'll see how the whole, season turns out.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming on.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Our time is up, unfortunately. We can go on and on forever. I know Mo can talk her baseball and I just don't. My Mariners are.
So if our team sucks, she won't talk about it too much.
I mean, it's not even that. It's just I don't really have much to offer on the baseball tip.
Just love it.
We haven't been in the playoffs for like 30 years.
Since Junior was there.
Hello.
And those are some dope
and anybody
shoes.
good we get goes to New York anyway, so it's not like. Anyways,
they'll turn it around.
I'll get off that soapbox.
They'll turn it around.
Thanks you guys for tuning in to Girl Chat Sports. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to us on YouTube, find us on all social media, and don't forget our guy Caz. Check him out.
Check him out.
Catch_Caz.
See you later.